My name is Beth Hiley here for Board Game Geek TV at Gen Con 2013. I'm sitting down with Justin and Richard of Stoneblade Entertainment. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Hi.
And you guys have brought us Solforge, which you have set up here on an iPad mini.
That's right.
I'm very glad I think you're our first iOS feature of Gen Con. I might be proven wrong on that, but I'm going to let you guys take it away, because I'm not quite sure how this links up with the whole Ascension universe yet.
So
I had to find out.
The main link it has to Ascension is that Richard and I first met up about 2 years ago almost at this point, where we started talking about he was a fan of Ascension, and I of course have been a fan of Magic the Gathering my entire life. It pretty much dictated the course of my life, and so we started talking about doing a project together, and Solforge is the result of that. And so now it's been really exciting. We started talking about it last year. We did a Kickstarter campaign to get us going, and now that has come to life. And so we just released it just this week, totally free to play, a digital trading card game.
Nice.
So I think we've already talked about it to the audience a little bit, but I figure we'll walk through some of the things. You can download it on your iPad right now. It'll be on iPhone soon. You can also get it on PC via Steam.
And how about Google, Android?
Android is coming in December,
Okay.
and then we'll expand to Mac and whatever other platforms we can think of after that. I'm just you can actually pick whichever decks you want to play. You can play against the AI at 3 different levels of difficulty, or pass and play with an offline friend. You can also play online, cross-platform, so you can I be on my iPad, you can be on your PC, we can play against each other.
Nice.
Can't do that here because we have no internet connection, but the gist of it. You can pick, right now I'm picking the starter decks. You can custom build your own decks. Every day when you log in, you'll get free packs of cards, and you'll get, when you play games, when you complete games, when you everything. So the game is actually really free to try out and do. And then we worked really hard to try to design this so that it would have the fun and experience of a collectible card game, but made very easy and simple for the small device, and very easy for people to pick up. So as you can see here, you draw a hand of 5 cards. There's 2 different card types. There's creatures, which I'll expand on one of here, which have an attack and a health number. And there's spells, which just have an effect. This one does damage. This one is like grows your guys, inspired by giant growth from Magic. And the cool thing about these is that every time you play a card, the card levels up. So you can see this guy here, the art will actually change, the stats get bigger, and the guy gets better, which is something that's really useful from it being a digital game. The cards transforming and changing.
And you can scroll all that, so you can see kind of where you're going to go with that sequence.
Yeah, when Richard and I first started working on the game, we actually had to prototype everything physically and have to go through that process, and it's very cumbersome. But we were still having fun while we were doing it. And that's when we knew we had something. So
pain in the butt.
Yeah.
And it should be pointed out that one of the reasons we went with this is when we were first talking about doing a digital trading card game, we talked about all the different things you could do on computer that you couldn't do with physical cards. And of course, there's a very large universe, and that was the principal thing we focused on, was this leveling mechanic. You can't do it with paper very easily. We did it awkwardly, but you can do it easily here, and so that's our primary hook, I think.
Well, and just the fact that you can release all sorts of little upgrades and promos and just have it part of an update in the App Store.
Yeah, that's right. That helps a lot with the, we just released 184 cards from our first set just this week. And people can just get those extra packs. And then unlike with our traditional releases, even with Ascension or with Magic, where you have to do big releases once a quarter, say, here we can actually do small little content updates. So next month we'll have another little 20 card pack we can put out, and then we'll still have some big releases that'll be themed around new major mechanics, or having some cool story arc that's going to be going on. And down the road we're looking to build a campaign mode where players will be able to adventure in the world and then actually participate in events that change the story of what goes on in the world of Solforge.
How long do you think a typical game would take you?
A typical game really you can be done in 5 minutes. It's very, very fast. It can take up to 20 minutes, I'd say. If you're playing online, your opponent's slow, maybe a little bit longer, but it's super fast to play. I mean, we worked really hard to try to balance the, having a deep experience with something that I can really pick up out of my pocket and my phone, take a turn and go. And so it's very fast, very easy to pick up, and it's one of the things I know with Board Game Geek. So the digital world sometimes is a little bit scary, but there's no cost to try it out, and I think for traditional gamers, which is where we all grew up, it really captures a lot of that
I
essence.
know. I just feel as though that's worth saying again, that it is a free download.
Right.
I mean, I was going to ask you that again just to make sure I did hear that correctly.
Yep.
Because that is definitely a selling point for a lot of people. Why not try it? It's free.
Yeah, and again, it's one of the problems with trading card games in general is that they're very, very expensive.
Yeah, it's a money
they're great
pit.
games. Once I played Magic, that was all I could afford to do, and that was it. Here, you can try this and play it and earn cards every day, and it really is great to be able to reach a much wider audience and have a lot more people to be able to experience the game and play. Also, it's very easy to find an opponent. You can go right now online and do quick play against a random opponent, and within 5 seconds, you'll be matched up against somebody and can play against a real live person and play with the decks and all the free cards that we give you. So it's been pretty cool, and we now have a bunch of new stuff to be done. For those of you that did see us last year, we had a third card type that was in the game that we actually pulled out from the first set that we're going to introduce later, which is like structures. They're sort of that can modify the different lanes in play, and there's tons of cool new content and things you can do, like cards that you can play that your opponent can't see that are invisible and stealth. All kinds of things that like the digital world allows us to do and space to explore. So. I'll go through briefly how to play for people.
Yeah. Give us kind of the 5-minute sales pitch on how to play.
So every turn you get to play 2 cards. As we said, there's the main mechanic of the game is that the cards that you play level up. So you want to think about not just what is best for you now, but which one is going to be best for you later, because that card is going to be around. So you can drag any card to one of the 5 lanes that you have. It goes into play. And then every turn you hit battle, and the creatures will fight whatever's across from them. The very first turn you play them, they are on the defensive, so they won't attack right away. But after that, they will. So we're going to play against the AI here. It's going to take their turn. You'll note I've drawn a new hand of 5 cards. So every time you pick 2 that you play, and the rest go away. And then every 4 turns, you'll reshuffle your deck of cards, which is the player gaining a rank, and that's when you start to draw your leveled up cards. So you can see here, they've played 2 guys, so we're going to play a guy that, and you can always read the cards by double tapping them, or if I can.
There we go.
There we go. This guy gives an extra bonus to the stats of somebody else in play when you play him. So we'll put him out here and give a bonus to our other friend, because a 2/6 was not going to fare very well against the guy across from him. And then you'll see that they'll battle here, and that one defeats him. Now, unlike in Magic, when a creature is damaged, that stays on them. So even if you play a big giant monster, you can still whittle them down on the other side by fighting. And we'll drop another guy in play, and then end the turn. So you can see that even if you have no idea what you're doing, you can actually just drag any 2 cards onto the field, and the game will work, and you can sort of figure it out as you go.
Yeah, we learn by doing.
Exactly, and so then the end goal is to reduce your opponent from 100 health down to 0. And you do that by whenever your creatures attack someone that's not in the opposing lane, the damage goes straight to the opponent. This guy's particularly cool because he actually does double damage whenever he hits the opponent, so the opponent's about to take a ton here. And I have a card in my hand that gives a temporary +7 attack. Combos very well with him. We're going to do that for sure. And then another card that gives him breakthrough, so even if they do play somebody across, it'll still do extra damage.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
So let's do that. That's now 15, so we're going to do 30 damage, I think, on this round, which is pretty awesome. And there you go, knocked him down. And that's really, we didn't even need 5 minutes to do the overview of how to play. So you'll see in another turn, that's when this little bar fills up and my avatar gains a rank, and that's when I get the opportunity to start drawing new cards. So with one of the things I loved about the way this collaboration went is for Richard and I, this game really does combine a lot of what you get out of Ascension and Magic. In Magic, you're able to customize your deck and have combat. And then in Ascension, you have this process of building your deck as you play, and reshuffling and constantly improving your deck. And that's what happens here, because the cards you play dictate which cards you're going to get as you kind of cycle through. So it was really nice the way that worked out. And we've already drawn a level 2 card.
I know. While Justin speaks, Richard plays.
Oh yeah.
There's a good division of labor here during this interview.
Yeah, so it's really addictive, and it's totally free to try and download and play, so hopefully people will give it a shot. I'll hop on the Board Game Geek forums after the show and answer questions from people and see how it's going.
We love to hear
and
that.
And the free to play is more than just a trial mode. It's not like you get on and you feel like I've got a version.
It's not a freemium.
It's really a satisfying experience.
Yeah, you'll have, and again, it's you'll continue to collect cards just by logging in, just by completing games. So every single card in the game is available. There's no like you can only the people who pay get these cards. So we really wanted to make sure that that experience was good for everybody out of the gates, because we really believe in this game, and it's something that I know Richard has been trying to do a digital TCG really designed like this for, I think 20 years was the last time that we talked about.
Yeah, the technology's come just a wee bit in 20 years.
It's come a long way, so I think it's something that people out there really like.
All right, well, Richard and Justin, thank you so much for showing
you.
us Solforge. That's SOL if you go and look it up on an app store or download it.